Happening now, a group of Jamestown residents are raising awareness about the city's growing homeless population and slated to protest a lack of response from officials this week. And a gun scare at a local CVS store turns out to be a false report. Plus, we're outlining what we know about a newly proposed tax for Chautauqua Lake cleanup efforts.
Live and on demand, this is WNY News Now.
And thank you for joining us for WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. Those stories and more are coming up. But first, many Jamestown residents have been underwhelmed with the city's response to the growing homelessness population. And now some plan to take to the street in protest starting this Friday at 9 a.m. Those with the Patriots for Chautauqua County are planning to gather outside of Jamestown City Hall to raise awareness about this growing problem. Julia Gress hears from those planning to take part.
We're going to be protesting about the lack of response from city officials for the homeless community. There's roughly around 100 homeless in the Jamestown area, and all of our shelters are jam-packed. And the only thing that they were able to do is 18 beds. It was originally supposed to be 28. Now it's down to 18 beds that are emergency beds. They go in at night and they're kicked out at 9 in the morning unless it's below 32 degrees outside. So
earlier this month, the second of 2 emergency homeless shelters opened at Jamestown's Gateway Center on Water Street. Managed by the Mental Health Association, the site only opened at half capacity after a months-long delay in development.
The Economy Center went up with $5 million of state money. They're throwing another $400,000 into it. And in the midst of people freezing to death outside, people exposed to elements, people severely addicted to drugs due to, whatever reason got them onto it. And all this money that they keep throwing all around the city, the lights down at the river, et cetera, can simply be put into one little property.
Daniel Bass argues that an unnecessary amount of money is allocated towards downtown revitalization and tourism, when not enough is being done for those who actually live here. Many local community groups, however, strive to do what they can to help.
Seth Viticus from House Viticus, me and him have been meeting for the past 5 months to try and get something going. And Bonnie from Be the Change You Want to See in Jamestown, you can find her on Facebook. She has been doing all sorts of giveaways to the homeless for quite a while now. So when we found her, we definitely joined all of our forces together to start doing actual routes where the homeless people tend to be, so we could give them out goodie bags and soap, whatever they may need.
Julia Gress, WNY News Now.
Julia, thank you. Those looking to join in the fight for the city's homelessness can connect with Bass on his Facebook page, Citizens for Community Change. Donations of supplies or money are also welcomed. A 40-year-old Jamestown man was charged with falsely reporting an incident after he allegedly entered the CVS in Brooklyn Square in Jamestown on Monday and claimed someone had threatened to shoot him in the parking lot. Kenneth Mosley Sr. stated that this suspect had a gun in his hand while threatening him. He called 911 to report the incident. CVS staff immediately locked down the store and relocated customers and staff, including Mosley, to a safe location. When police arrived, staff directed them to Mosley. During their investigation, Jamestown police stated that Mosley's story continuously changed, and video surveillance ended up showing that no such incident occurred. Mosley was taken into custody and taken to Jamestown City Jail, where he was later released on an appearance ticket. He's set to return to court at a later date. And 3 shoplifting incidents in 3 days' time kept Lakewood Bus-Dye police busy over the weekend. These thefts occurred at the East Fairmount Avenue Walmart between Friday and Monday. On Friday, April Sardi was arrested by Lakewood Bus-Dye police for petty larceny. The 47-year-old allegedly stole $830.59 worth of merchandise. Just hours later, at 8:50 that night, a 42-year-old Olean man was apprehended after allegedly stealing $751 in goods from that same Walmart. The suspect, Eric Peterson was also charged with resisting arrest after allegedly attempting to flee. And then on Monday, police said they witnessed Sue Foster of Little Valley walking onto that store with allegedly stolen goods. Police said that after she was confronted, the 50-year-old was charged with stealing $498 in products. She also faces some criminal possession of a controlled substance charges and endangering the welfare of a child after police allegedly found drugs on her and in the presence of her child. All three here were released with an appearance ticket. Well, this week, an advisory group tasked with developing solutions to help manage Chautauqua Lake's health is expected to announce plans for a new taxing district for those living along the body of water. Bronson Rasmussen joins us live from the newsroom with the details on what's proposed and now the pushback already coming in, Bronson, about this idea.
Justin, on Thursday, the Chautauqua Lake Protection and Rehabilitation Agency is set to review recommendations to fund lake protection efforts, which includes forming a new tax for those living on the lake's watershed. Some stakeholders say the suggested tax isn't the way to go. Executive Director of Freshwater Future, Jill Ryan, leads a group dedicated to helping communities across the Great Lake region dealing with water issues.
We just think that there should be a pause until there are clear goals, until all the materials have been pulled together from past studies and there's a clear long-term path.
Even now, it is unclear what the taxes collected would specifically fund.
There have been so many studies over decades, actually. And right now, we're not seeing any information that would tell us what will the money be used for specifically.
Currently, environmental cleanup efforts, like the lake weed harvesting, is considered short-term relief. Ryan says for a more permanent solution, more must be done.
On the shoreline, you can put in natural plants and not cut grass down to the shoreline. You can reduce use of fertilizer, both at the shoreline and up in the watershed. You can increase wetlands that are able to filter out the nutrients that are becoming a problem.
Weeds are not the only problem on the lake either.
There's so much nutrients coming into the lake that we're having these harmful algal blooms that are actually toxic. And so we're not clear that there's any plan for those.
The agency is slated to review research and make a recommendation on the new taxing district and tax fund to Chautauqua County's legislator this Thursday at 5 p.m. in the legislative chambers of the Jurassic Office Building in Mayville. The public is invited to attend and provide their comment on the proposal. Reporting live in the newsroom, Bronson Rasmussen, WNY News Now.
All right, Bronson, thank you very much. Well, now let's switch gears and get a first check of our weather forecast. Andrew Stevenson standing by with that and the rain back in the picture, Andrew, today.
Yeah, some light rain showers out there right now over downtown Warren. We have cloudy skies out there, and we have some fog up over the Allegheny Mountains right now. First Defense Doppler radar shows plenty of clouds across Torino, just a few rain showers moving through the area. Going to be a mainly cloudy, mainly gloomy day out there today. The high yesterday was 44 degrees. The low was 16 degrees. The records for today, the record high 53 set back in 1932, and the record low for today was negative 18. Set back in 1982. So for the rest of the afternoon out there, we got mainly cloudy skies, occasional light and rain showers through the afternoon. A little warmer today, temperatures in the low to mid 40s with a south wind of 8 to 10 miles per hour. Now I'll have a full forecast coming up, including a look at the ice coverage on Lake Erie, thanks to the sunny skies we had yesterday, Justin.
Yeah, I'm sure it made for some great pictures, Andrew. We'll see it in a bit. As we continue, an 11-year-old girl is dead after being caught in the crossfire. We'll take you to this upstate New York scene. And later, a look at New York State's progress towards achieving equal rights. Stay with us. WNY News Now. We'll be right back.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops and laptops, as well as servers and network equipment for your business. All new computer sales include transferring your data from your old computer plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than Dwyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on Dwyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert detailing crew. Send us a message on Facebook or call us today at 716-358-2292 to set up an appointment. Dwyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Well, it's been nearly a year since the Federal Aviation Administration has had a permanent administrator, but Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is trying to change that. He says he's going to push to get confirmed President Biden's choice to lead the agency. The FAA and the airline industry have come under fire in recent days. Just last week, the agency ordered a ground stop for all flights because of a computer glitch. The president has nominated Philip Washington for the post. He's currently the CEO of Denver International Airport. Critics say Washington does not have a lot of aviation experience, and last September was named in a search warrant issued as part of a political corruption investigation in Los Angeles. It confirmed Washington would be the first black permanent administrator of the agency. Well, a very unfortunate and tragic incident took place Monday when an 11-year-old girl was caught in a drive-by shooting and killed as she was walking home carrying milk from the grocery store. According to the Syracuse, New York police chief, the driver pulled up to the intersection of Martin Luther King East and Oakwood Avenue and began to fire. A 19-year-old was also injured in this shooting. The current condition of that person is unknown. Syracuse police continue to investigate. Well, over the past decades, New York State has made a lot of progress towards achieving equal civil rights. Our New York Capitol correspondent Elise Klein spoke to lawmakers about how far we've come and what work remains ahead.
60 years ago, Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his I Have a Dream speech, paving the way for civil rights in the United States. Today, some state lawmakers say while the state has come a long way, there is still more work to do.
We need to continue working hard every day, as I think New Yorkers have over the decades since Martin Luther King, to foster this equality and to remove racism and hate in our state.
O'Mara highlights that New York State has seen a rise in hate crimes in recent years. According to a report from the State Division of Criminal Justice Services, hate crimes against individuals have increased more than 6%.
Whatever we can do to promote, brotherhood and equality goes a long ways in New York State.
O'Mara says one of the ways lawmakers can do this is by addressing the issue of affordability. In Albany, Elise Klein, WNY News Now.
Well, the 14th annual Central PA MLK Day service took place yesterday in Harrisburg. Hundreds of volunteers showed up to honor Dr. King's legacy by helping others. Volunteers provided winter kits and warm blankets to homeless veterans, had handmade cards for children at local hospitals, and even birthday cards for those who are homeless. Volunteers and organizers say the best way to continue their work of Dr. King is by coming together and helping those through volunteer service.
Service is important. It's a way of just giving back to the community and its impact. So we're here to do all these volunteer projects, but to know that they are being donated and it's providing impact to people who are in need.
Both Governor-elect Josh Shapiro and the Lieutenant Governor-elect Austin Davis made an appearance and helped out at Monday's Day of Service. Today, the two will be sworn into office. Davis will be the first black lieutenant governor. Well, coming up next, President Joe Biden, he's slated to visit California to survey storm damage. And later, a possible issue with Pfizer's updated COVID vaccine. Should you be concerned? We'll explain. But first, when we come back, a full look at our weather forecast.
With coverage that matters, this is WNY News Now.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Slow down.
Slow down and move over.
Move over.
When you see signs,
Lights.
Vests.
please give us some room.
Slow down. Slow down and move over.
When you need help,
It's our job
To help you.
to save you.
despite the danger.
This danger is real. Do your part.
Please
Slow down. Slow down. And move over.
move over.
There's an old saying, there's no news in the newsroom. Well, it's true. The time I spend at the anchor desk is just part of my day. Most of our time is spent gathering stories in the community, stories that matter to you. We can't do it alone, and we need your help. When you see breaking news or have a news tip we should know about, drop us a line on Facebook today, email our news desk, or call our newsroom at 488-7226 so we can bring those stories straight back to you.
Fast, accurate, and every day. First Defense Weather.
Welcome back to WNY News Now at noon. Currently in downtown Jamestown, the temperature is 38 degrees with cloudy skies. We have some fog being reported at Jamestown Airport with a south wind of 6 miles per hour, and the visibility at the airport is just under a quarter of a mile, and it feels like 33 degrees out there. Yesterday we had partly sunny to mostly sunny skies across the region. That allowed the satellites to take a picture of Lake Erie, and the ice coverage over Lake Erie, or the lack of ice coverage I should say, is at 9.6%, and that's down near the western end, down near Cleveland. All this warm weather is not helping the ice coverage, and as long as Lake Erie remains ice-free, the lake effect snow machine will be allowed to continue to crank until the lake does freeze over. That's if it even does freeze over. Here's what's happening across the northeast right now. Low pressure up across Michigan, sending some waves of moisture across the region. We had one wave move through this morning, some light rain showers moving through right now. We'll have some more light rain showers and wet snow showers moving through later tonight. Let's time it out on future scan what we have for the next 48 hours. Clouds through the rest of the afternoon, occasional rain showers possible as we head into tonight. Some wet snow showers, wet snowflakes may mix in overnight across the highest hilltops, and that will last through tomorrow morning. Then again tomorrow, another cloudy day with occasional rain showers and a few wet snowflakes through the day. Our next low pressure system system is going to move through Wednesday night into Thursday, and this one we're going to have to keep an eye on because there's a potential for some wintry mix, some freezing rain, some wet snow, some rain showers as we head into Thursday morning, and that could potentially make for a difficult morning commute on Thursday, but we will keep an eye on that. For tonight, though, light rain showers, maybe some wet snow mixing in on the highest hilltops, little to no accumulation possible, with temperatures tonight in the lower 30s across the inland areas to the mid to upper 30s near the lakeshore. Next 7 days brought to you by Ultimate Satellite Solutions. Today we'll make it into the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow we cool off into the upper 30s. On Thursday, after that wintry mix in the morning, rain showers to the rest of the afternoon with temperatures near 40. On Friday we'll cool it down in the lower 30s with a chance for some snow showers, and then as we head into the weekend is looking drier with temperatures mainly in the low to mid 30s, Justin.
Certainly, winter is up and down these last couple of weeks, Andrew. Thank you very much for that. Well, let's get some headlines now from around the nation. And President Joe Biden, he's going to travel to California's Central Coast on Thursday to visit areas that have been devastated by extreme weather. The White House said in a statement that the president would visit with first responders and state and local officials, survey recovery efforts, and assess what additional federal support is needed. The president's trip was announced as the 9th atmospheric river in a 3-week series of major winter storms was churning through California. The storms have dumped rain and snow on California since late December, cutting power to thousands, swamping roads, toppling trees, and unleashing debris flows and triggering landslides. Well, an Indiana man is scheduled to appear in court on Tuesday afternoon after security video of his child, reportedly with a loaded handgun, led to his arrest on live television over the weekend. Neighbors are still shaken about how close they came to a potential tragedy. John Lawrence reports.
I don't know how you can't watch that video, parent or non-parent, and not be shocked and disturbed.
According to a police incident report obtained by CNN affiliate WTHR, video from a neighbor's security camera showed a diapered 4-year-old with a handgun in an Indiana apartment complex Saturday.
He was standing in the middle of the hallway and he just kind of was holding it behind his back, and I thought, like, that's a real gun.
It indeed was a real gun, and neighbor Nicole Summers says she called 911 after she realized her own child was in danger.
And he kind of looked down just from the opening of the stairway and was like, look what I got, ha ha. And then when we seen the video of him pulling the trigger and knowing that he had pointed that gun at my son.
As cameras were rolling for a TV series covering activity at police departments around the country, Beech Grove police officers approached Shane Osborne, the boy's reported father, who denied having a gun inside his place. However, police soon found a 9mm gun inside the apartment. There were no rounds in the chamber. Osborne was handcuffed and taken into custody, according to a police report. The 45-year-old is facing felony neglect charges. Summers and others in the area are just glad no one got injured.
And we were so blessed that that gun was not chambered, or that baby could be dead.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Wow, remarkable, John. Thank you. Police say Osborne could face more charges since he already has a felony conviction. Beech Grove Mayor Dennis Buckley told WTHR that he's, quote, mortified about what happened in a statement. Well, the CDC says there could be a safety issue with Pfizer's updated bivalent COVID vaccine. An announcement reveals a possible increase in certain types of stroke in people 65 and older who recently received one of the updated boosters. The potential risk was detected using a monitoring system called the Vaccine Safety Data Link. Analysis shows seniors might be more likely to have these kinds of strokes within the first 3 weeks after the shot compared to 4 weeks through 6 weeks. But the CDC says when looking at all the data here from all other large collections of medical records, it's very unlikely that the signal received from the Vaccine Safety Data Link is a true clinical risk. It also continues to recommend people stay up to date with their COVID vaccinations. Well, coming up next, we're taking a look at the history through an African-American lens, reflecting and honoring what was an untold story for decades.
WNY News Now is covering stories that matter to you.
This year's theme, Fire Won't Wait, Plan Your Escape, focuses on the importance of knowing your way out of a home or business in the event that a fire were to break out.
The Hollow Summer Festival in downtown Jamestown, and as you mentioned, the whole goal of this is to connect Jamestown's kids with things to do over the summer.
WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Right here, baby. Look. Uma. ¿Cuántos años tienes?
No. Something more than a birthday is happening here. Once you can see it, you can help. The sooner you recognize the signs of autism, the sooner you can make a lifetime of difference for your child. Start by answering a few simple questions at screenforautism.org.
Have you ever wanted to live out your dreams? Hunt, fish, in all corners of the earth? Well, now's your chance. Follow Primitive Patriot Outdoors as we live out our dreams and show you how to live out yours through outdoor adventures. From Western New York to Africa to all corners of the earth, follow us on this adventure. It's an experience you've never seen before. Lead and Lures, Roku TV, channel 716.
You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Reflecting and honoring the African American story is a central part to our growth and understanding. That's the goal for the National Museum of African American History and Culture in our nation's capital. Our Washington, D.C. correspondent Rachel Knapp takes us inside the exhibit.
The National Museum of African American History and Culture is a standout building. And on the inside,
there's a lot to see.
The associate director of the museum says the museum is steeped in the American experience through an African American lens.
And what you get is really a chronological history of the African American presence in the Americas, the arrival of the first enslaved people to these shores, and looking at that journey over time up until this point. We get to President Obama's inauguration in 2008.
With the use of about 40,000 artifacts, visual pieces, storytelling, and more, the museum says all exhibitions support one another to share the African American story, like the slave trade, segregation, including aspects like professions, the role of the church, sports. The museum also highlights the civil rights movement.
The era of segregation really gives you the backstory of what has happened, how people came together, fighting against lynching, promoting your own newspapers, building entrepreneurial societies, businesses, and the like, that kind of traces that lineage to the modern civil rights movement that we know when MLK and other people galvanized and created this critical moment in history.
They want visitors to understand that history is made and created by all people.
Storytelling is key. It's key to remembering who we are, and it's key to shaping who we are going to be in the future. And that this museum will always be a place for reflection.
In Washington, D.C., Rachel Knapp reporting.
Rachel, thank you very much. And you look at, as they mentioned, storytelling from the dawn of time. It's what we do here every day on WNY News Now and Channel 716. And when you reflect at a time of when stories were muted, as up to the last decade ago, many still were muted. So it's incredible to see that that's on display without a bias, without a filter, for all to see in Washington, D.C. And certainly there's so many incredible museums. It's difficult when you're planning trips to try to see them all, but definitely this one is going to be one that's going to be added to my itinerary for sure. Well, that's going to do it for our show today. Of course, news continues 24/7 at WNYNewsNow.com and in our free mobile app available for download in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. We'll leave you with this look over a little ice out there on Chautauqua Lake. Have a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow.